Hello Scrappy Crafters, this is Renee with Scrappy Ray Paper Crafts coming to show you a quick use of a mistake I made. I'm going to use Old Olive and Secret Sea. I already have all of my stamping finished because I wanted this to be a quick video. I have some dimensionals, excuse me. I have my die cuts already cut and stamped. I have my envelopes already decorated. I just put the leaf on the outer edge. I'm using the Lovely Arrangements stamp and die set. Again, all of the stamping and cutting have been completed. And my Take Your Pick tool. I started with this piece of paper. I wanted to make a mini photo album for the purse. And I didn't pay attention to the direction of the print, which, I mean, in my mind, this is upright and it's the correct direction. The only problem is that upright for the mini album is actually this way. So I had 2 strips of this before I realized that I had the wrong direction. So instead of wasting it, I decided to turn it into some cards. So I have them already cut, and again, it's going to be quick, so everything is stamped, including my inside. Oh, I did use a new stamp set, the free with purchase stamp set. Not free. I keep saying free. It's not free with purchase. It is product of the month. If you spend $75, you get to purchase the product of the month for $5. I used the Fabulous Sayings, you can do anything, on the inside of that one stamp. So I will probably be saying free with purchase for a while, because that's usually what I do. If you make a purchase with me, then you get something free. But Stampin' Up, that's not their policy, so you'll have to forgive me for saying it wrong. Anyway, I'm using the Moody Palette Glossy Dots. I think these might be my favorite. So here are my dimensions. I'm not sure if you can see those. We're going to make 4 cards. I'm going to set this off to the side. They're very simple cards. Let's see, we'll start with this one. I have a few spare parts here in case I decide that I want to add more than what I originally planned. Pull out my glue, make sure it's indeed working. See, I have this, so I'll go ahead and glue in the inside of my card. This paper came out, I believe we were allowed to order it in December as an online exclusive. And I have been making lots of cards. My January One Sheet Wonder is made with this paper. And obviously these cards are as well. So I'm just gluing down a basic piece of cardstock. I'm not embossing this layer because the bulk of it will be hidden behind the next layer. So this layer is 3 3/4 by 5. And then this layer is going to be 3 1/2 by 4. I'm going to center it right there. You can use a tape runner if you would like. I prefer glue. I feel like I have more control, and the tape runner tends to give me fits, or I end up using too much. So there we go. There's that. Put that on. And then this piece is 3 1/2 by 1. And it's just going to get put right on the top. If you wanted, you could tear the bottom. Maybe I will go ahead and tear it. Tear the bottom of it to give it some more dimension. Are any of you preparing for a cold blast, or, oh, I need to tear some more of that off, or some snow? I think we're getting both. We have a little bit of snow here. We had a huge amount before Christmas, but then it tapered off, and so it's just been flurries. But we're supposed to get down into the single digits, and I am not a fan of single digit temperatures. Okay, and so then I'm simply going to set this on, and then I'm going to put a few leaves behind it. I think I might pop it up though. And then my saying, I took this sentiment from another stamp set. I'll have to type that in later because I don't remember the name of it. It is not from the Lovely Arrangements. Anyway, I'm going to put this down here, and then I'm going to put these on. So I do think I'm going to pop that up with a dimensional. Oh, I am not with it today. Trying to use my take your pick on my flower. I use my take your pick after I put the dimensionals on the flowers. So let's try that again. All right. Put that in there. This was supposed to be quick. How am I doing? Not very good, huh? Getting stuck here. Okay, I think I'm going to put that right in the center. Excuse me. I feel like I'm catching a bug. My voice is weird. I've got this nagging cough. I'm trying so hard not to get sick. I have a feeling it's headed my way, though. Okay. Then I'm going to put this on here. Now I could leave it like this if I want it to be a basic card. Or I can put glossy dots. I think I might put glossy dots on here. They're just so cute. I don't know. Which one should I put on? Maybe I'll put the cloud cover. Oh, I need to put this down too, but I think I want mini dimensionals on that one. Am I going to have to cut these in half? This is awfully small. Nope. We'll see. Oh, I forgot to pull out my ribbon. Maybe I want to put ribbon behind here instead of... No, I don't want to because that's torn, but I still need to pull out my ribbon from my other cards. If I hadn't torn the paper, then I absolutely would put ribbon behind this. Okay, there's that. And then I'll put my dots on. I'm going to do cloud cover. Go 1, 2, 3. Okay. First card is done. Very simple and cute. Let me pull my ribbon down real quick and at least get it started. Here we go. All right. The next card, I'm doing a basic white background. My inside, so I have on the front, it says thank you. And then on the inside, it says so very much. Leaves lots of room for you to write in why you're thankful. Go ahead and put that in the center of the card. Okay. Oops. Then the front of the card, I've taken a piece of cloud cover that is 5 1/4 by 3, and I already tore the edge because I knew I wanted this one torn ahead of time. I didn't think about the previous card being torn. That was a last minute decision. Let's see here. I'm going to center this on the edges. Then I've cut 3 pieces of cardstock that are 1 5/8 inch square and 3 pieces of designer series paper that are 1 1/2 inch square. Glue those together. And this is the tricky part for me, trying to get them all straight. We'll see how I do. Sometimes if I know that I'm going to have a hard time, I will stagger them on purpose, but this one I really do want them to be straight. I might pull out my ruler, use it as a guide. Okay, so you have 2 options with your pattern paper. You can either set them up any way that you see fit, or you can line them up so that the pattern is continuous, like this is that petal, right? And then on this one, this goes that way. And I think that's what I want it to do, to look like those pictures that you see on walls where the image is spread across several frames. I think that's what I want. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here. Well, I'm going to go here. And then I need to look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1/2. Half of that would be 2 3/4. So I'm going to try to center this 2 3/4. You could use mini dots on this. I'm not sure why I didn't, but that's all right. You could also just glue it on flat. It doesn't have to be raised. 1, 2 1/2, 3/4 is right there. So if I have that, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And I'll bring it down just a little. All right. I think I did it. Okay. Next one. This one will get centered between this edge and the edge of the cloud cover. Maybe. I might decide that's too far. Nope, I think that'll work. All right, let's see if I have that straight. Maybe come down just a little. There we go. All right, one more. I'm glad I did all the stamping ahead. This would be a very long video if I had to do all of the stamping in addition to the detail. All right, last one. I'm gonna line those up. All right, let's see. Okay, they're on there. And then I'm gonna put a thank you. My thank you is messed up. See how it's sort of faded in the middle? So we'll switch over to that one. And I wanted it right here. I don't know, we'll have to see. If I put this down here, if I set it down there, I feel like it's gonna blend in. What if I put it right there? And then put that on there. I don't know. Well, regardless, this is going on dimensionals. So go ahead and put those on. Have you done any crafting with new card stock? Did you place an order with the new mini catalog? I'd love to hear what you bought, see pictures of what you've created. It's always fun to be inspired by other people. Even if we're the ones making the videos, it's still, oh, look at me dropping this. It's still fun to see what other people create. Okay, I'm gonna set this under here. All right, should I put gems? I do have ribbon. You could put a ribbon on there. I'm not going to put a ribbon on that one yet because I've already adhered it. And I don't want to use cloud cover because I want it to pop. So maybe I'll use the white. One, two, three. Okay, card number 2 is finished. Card number 3 is another fun one. You don't have to make them even, but I'm going to try. Okay, so again, we're going to start with the insert. I put big hugs for a good friend, and this is from our fall lineup, and it is from a stamp set called Peace on Earth. I used it for Christmas cards, and so this is the first time being able to use the big hugs. And it's retiring, so if you like the stamp set, I'll pull it out here in a minute. If you like the stamp set, you should probably order it because it's on the last chance list. So it has all of these, and then it has the die cuts or an additional add-on option. So I like those. And on this, I used the embossing folder that's shown with the stamp set, and you could use this side or you could flip it over if you want more of a ridge. So I think on this one it's not going to matter because the bulk of it will be behind the DSP. So this piece here is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm just going to center it on the front of the card. Maybe. All right, I'm going to center that, and then I have these 6 pieces here. So I have 2 pieces that are cut from cardstock that are 1 1/4 by 3 7/8, and then 1 piece is cut 1 1/4 by 5 on the cardstock, and then the DSP I have 2 pieces cut at 1 by 3 5/8, and then the 2 pieces are 1 3 5/8, and then 1 piece is 1 by 4 3/4. It's going to kind of be I don't know, I think I've seen these windows in homes that were built in the 60s and 70s where they're long, skinny, but yet staggered in length. That's what makes me think of sort of a Brady Bunch home. Get this last one glued on. I'm not going to raise these 3. They will be glued flat to the paper. I will raise the flower and the sentiment though. All right, so this one's going to go right in the center. We have 1 2 3 4 1/4, so I need 2 1/8 as my center. And this cutting mat from Stampin' Up!, or working mat I should say, does not have 1/8 inch markings, so we're just going to eyeball it 1 2, and then we'll go like there. I have to hold it up to see if it's straight. Okay, there's that one. And then these 2 smaller pieces will just get glued on to either side. You can make them straight or you can stagger them. I'm going to do my best to make them straight. We'll see. And you see what I mean about the bulk of the embossed layer being hidden? It still adds dimension to the card, so I wanted to include it. You don't have to, but I think it just adds to the finishing touch. Okay, let's see. Yep. All right, then I said I want to pop this up. And actually, I might pull out my ribbon this time. See what I think of the flower. Let's see, we'll put the flower here. The sentiment is hello, friend. I'm gonna go here. I think I got some tape on that one. And do I want to put like one of these flip-floppy ribbons back here? Let's see. I don't really want a bow. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I'll do a flip-flop. Okay. Pull out my snips. And then what I'm going to do on here is I'm going to use my tape runner. I'm going to put tape on the back of this. And that's going to help this stay in place. Do I want it to go? I want it to go this way. So we'll go here, because I don't want it to point away from the card. We'll come down and back up. Oh, maybe I do want it the other way. We'll just turn it around and go that way. Then it won't hide the flower. How about that? Okay, I'm gonna put the flower on. I'll kind of center it there. And then I'm going to put dimensionals on here. I know I put the adhesive on, but that's strictly for the ribbon. I'll put the dimensional on top of the ribbon. Oh, let me check where that's going to go. I'm not going to put a dimensional there because the post office does not like thick layers, so I'll put just a dot of glue on that end. Hold it in place. Whoop. Guess I'm not going to use my take your pick to get it off the ribbon. All right. Then I'm going to take this, put it on here. There we go. And then I do want some greenery. Do I want a print greenery? Let's see. Yeah, I think I want that. So I'm going to put just a dot of glue underneath this leaf. Might take it a minute to adhere, and then another dot back there. All right, and I will finish this one off with dots. I wonder about, I'll do cloud cover again. Put one here. Oop. One there. One there. Okay. I put all three elements on that one. Last card. Okay, this card also has the top layer embossed 4 by 5 1/4. Let me get my insert in here. This is just an encouragement card. May you feel God's care and healing as you recover. You know, sometimes you have a bug or you have surgery and it gets kind of down, especially if it's a bug. So sending a card to someone you know is having a rough time just brightens their day. So I think I already know who I'm going to send this card to. Put on my embossed layer. I used the wave embossing folder on here. Again, it just adds a nice finishing touch to it. All right, so then this cardstock is 3 5/8 inch square. Oh, I want this one popped up, so I'm going to do all of my gluing first and then put it on here. Then this DSP is 3 1/2 by 2 1/2. And all of this was taken from that 3 inch, 3 1/2. Yeah, 3 1/2 by 12 inch piece of mistake that I cut. So use every last one of those scraps. My motto. Use it up. Don't throw it away. You'll regret it. Well, you might not regret it, but definitely be wasted money if you throw it away. This piece is off center, so now I'm going to pull it up. Thankfully, the glue gives you some time. Straighten that out. You might have to pull more of it up. And then I'm going to have to put more down. More glue. All right, take 2. All right, let's try this again. Okay. I have a little hair there. There we go. That one. Now put this one back on again. That's the nice thing about the liquid glue. It gives you time. If you mess it up, you can pop it back off. If you wait a while before you actually put the glued paper onto the other one, it becomes repositionable, which sometimes isn't a bad thing. Other times you don't really want it doing that. I want this sending love right there, or maybe now that I have my ribbon down, maybe I'll put my ribbon there. I think that's what I'll do. I'll go this way and make sure I'm getting the whole edge. I had my cards planned, but I just, all of a sudden I'm doing impromptu, which is okay. Sometimes that happens. You plan out your cards and then come up with a better idea. At least I think it's a better idea. All right, we'll do that. Then I'm going to pull out my minis and pop up my sentiment. There's 1, 2. You could put a third one on there if you want, but I think it's okay with just 2. And then I'm going to center that on the ribbon. There we go. Then I want to take this and I want to make sort of a collection of these. Yep, just like that. All right, so I'm going to glue down the leaves. I'll pop the big flower up on dimensionals. And I want to glue down the leaves. And I want to glue this small flower. If you wanted, you could take your bone folder and curve the edges. Just kind of make the flower pop up. Gives it more dimension. And then just put glue at the base of it. Yep, just like that. Set that down. Yeah, I had to decide when I wanted it. And since I did that one, I might as well go ahead and do this one. Here. All right. Then I'm going to set that one down. Oh, I better turn it because I don't want the curve to cover up my sentiment. All right, there we go. And now for this one, what gems do I want? I feel like this needs another little bit of tape underneath it. See if I can get just enough on there. There we go. All right. My gems. I think this time I'm going to do Secret C. Maybe put one right in the center of the flower. And then I'll put 2 smaller ones in the centers of these flowers. There. We'll do that. Okay, now I'm going to take dimensionals and pop up the whole thing. And because my other dimensionals are in the center, I don't have to worry about the extra layer popping up in the post office and having them not be happy. I'm not sure about you, but my post office will send them back. So, or if you take them in the door, they want to charge you extra, saying that it's not flat. So, I need to be respectful of my carriers and make a card that will make them happy. All right, this one is going to go right up here. And there we have it. All right. So in case I didn't make it clear, this embossed layer is 4 by 5 1/4. The Secret C is 3 5/8 inch squared. The DSP is 3 1/2 by 2 1/2. The old olive cardstock is 3 1/2 by 1. And then I used my ribbon and gems. All right. I hope that you liked these cards and that it inspires you to take your mistakes and turn them into something beautiful. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, like and share my YouTube channel, Scrappy Ray Paper Crafts. You could also like and follow me on Facebook. Thank you. Have a great day.